Have you ever felt different, not in a superficial way, but on a deeper level, where your very existence seems to be both a blessing and a burden? You may have struggled with a sense of responsibility you can't explain, an unshakable knowing that you're here to do something much bigger than just live a conventional life. If this resonates with you, then this is the beginning of your awakening. You are the chosen one in the truest sense of the word. You've been placed on this path not by coincidence, but because you have a unique role to play in this world. But what if I told you that this feeling of being different, of carrying the weight of the world, is not a curse? It is, in fact, a gift. In the depths of your soul, you've been given an incredible ability to heal not just yourself, but the world around you. The journey you are on is one of profound transformation, one that transcends the boundaries of time and space. You were born with a sensitivity, a deep emotional awareness that allows you to feel not only your own pain, but the pain of generations before you. Society may have told you that this sensitivity is a weakness, something to be overcome or masked. But it's not a weakness, it's a powerful tool. Your heightened sensitivity is what enables you to connect with the deepest layers of the human experience. It allows you to step into others' suffering and transform it, both for yourself and for them. This journey, though it may seem daunting, is one of spiritual awakening. You are not here by accident, you are here by design. You are part of a much larger cosmic narrative, and your path is one of profound significance. This isn't just about surviving your pain. It's about transcending it, about transforming it into something powerful and life-giving. You are the wounded healer. And this is where your journey begins, by understanding that your pain is not something that happened to you, but something that is happening for you. It is a gateway to the deeper meaning of your existence, a calling that only you can answer. The cycle of suffering, breaking generational patterns. To understand your journey, we must first take a step back and examine the cycle of suffering that you are called to break. Many of us are born into families, communities, or cultures where emotional pain, unspoken grief, and unresolved trauma have been passed down from one generation to the next. This pain can often feel like a heavy cloak, one that is draped over us from birth, an invisible inheritance that we can't escape. We inherit not only physical traits and mannerisms, but also emotional patterns and spiritual burdens. These patterns can shape how we view ourselves, how we engage with others, and how we perceive the world. But here's the thing, while it may feel as though you are bound by these generational chains, you have been given the rare opportunity to break them. You are not here to perpetuate the cycle of emotional avoidance, silence, and suffering. You are here to disrupt it, to challenge it, and to create a new legacy, a legacy of healing, transformation, and love. The reason why this cycle of suffering exists is simple. For generations, we have been taught to avoid pain at all costs. We have been conditioned to push it down, to bury it, to pretend that it doesn't exist. We've been taught that to feel deeply is to be weak or unbalanced, and so we've learned to suppress our emotions, to dismiss our inner worlds as insignificant. But pain has a way of insisting on being heard. No matter how hard we try to avoid it, it always finds a way to surface, sometimes in the most unexpected ways. And when we fail to address it, it begins to fester, to multiply, and to pass from one generation to the next. But your unique sensitivity, the very thing that you may have been told is a flaw, is the key to breaking this cycle. It is through your deep emotional awareness that you can recognize and acknowledge the wounds of the past. You are able to feel the pain that has been buried, and in doing so, you can begin the process of healing it. This is not an easy journey, and it will require you to face things that are uncomfortable, painful, and sometimes downright terrifying. But this is the work that you have been called to do. You are here to heal the wounds that have been passed down to you. By acknowledging them, by feeling them, and by healing them, you free not only yourself, but those who came before you and those who will come after you. This is how you break the generational curse. You are the bridge between the past and the future, the one who can bring healing to both. The wounded healer archetype, embracing your purpose. The wounded healer is an ancient archetype that transcends cultures, religions, and spiritual traditions. It is the story of the one who has suffered greatly and yet finds the strength to heal others. Whether it's the figure of Christ in Christianity, the shaman in indigenous cultures, or the priestess in various spiritual traditions, the wounded healer represents a profound truth, that the deepest healing comes not from someone who has never known pain, but from someone who has faced it, embraced it, and learned from it. As a chosen one, you are being called to embrace this archetype in your own life. You are not here to be perfect. You are not here to be free from pain. You are here to transform your suffering into a source of strength, wisdom, and compassion. The path of the wounded healer is not an easy one, but it is the one that leads to the deepest healing for yourself and for the world around you. It is through your wounds that you will find the power to heal. Your capacity to feel deeply, to connect with the pain of others, is not a flaw. It is your gift. In this world where pain is often dismissed, ignored, or medicated, you are called to be the one who stands in the face of it. You are called to acknowledge it, to honor it, and to use it as a tool for transformation. Your pain is not something that defines you, but something that refines you. It is the fire that shapes you into the healer you are destined to be. When you embrace the wounded healer archetype, you recognize that your own suffering is not something to hide or be ashamed of. It is the very thing that connects you to others. It is the thread that weaves you into the collective human experience. Embracing this archetype requires you to step into your purpose. It is not enough to simply survive your pain. You are here to use it. You are here to help others navigate their own suffering, to guide them toward healing, and to show them that their pain is not the end of their story, but the beginning of their transformation. The wounded healer is a reminder that our greatest strength often emerges from our deepest wounds. And by embracing this truth, you step fully into your purpose as a healer, leader, and guide. The journey through suffering, transforming pain into strength. The journey through suffering is one that many fear, avoid, or deny. But for the chosen ones, it is the path that must be walked. The journey is not about avoiding pain or running from it. It is about transforming it, turning it into something that not only heals you, but empowers you to heal others. Pain is often seen as something to be escaped, something to be fixed or cured. But true healing comes when we learn to live with it, to understand it, and to use it as a source of strength. The journey through suffering is not linear. It is not a straight path from pain to healing. There will be twists and turns, moments of despair and moments of hope. There will be times when you question your strength, your purpose, and your ability to keep going. But it is in those moments of darkness that you are being shaped. It is in the struggle, the hardship, the emotional pain that you are being refined, your spirit being molded into something far stronger than it was before. Just as a blacksmith uses fire to forge steel, your pain is the fire that will forge your spirit. Each trial you endure strengthens your resolve, deepens your empathy, and clarifies your purpose. When you are faced with the darkest parts of your soul, you have two choices: to give in to despair or to rise above it. Choosing to rise is what will transform you into the healer you are meant to be. It is through your pain that you will find your power. This transformation is not something that happens overnight. It is a process, a long and difficult journey that requires patience, resilience, and faith. You will face challenges along the way, moments of doubt and confusion, but each step you take brings you closer to the person you are destined to become. The journey through suffering is not about escaping pain. It is about embracing it, learning from it, and using it as a springboard for growth. Your pain is your teacher. It is the most profound teacher you will ever have. It will teach you about yourself, about life, and about the deep connections that exist between us all. And when you are ready, when you have learned the lessons that your pain has to offer, you will be ready to share your wisdom with others. This is the journey of the wounded healer, to transform pain into strength, to take the lessons learned through suffering and use them to help others on their own journeys. Through this transformation, you not only heal yourself, but contribute to the collective healing of humanity. Your strength becomes their strength. Your journey becomes their path. Together, we break the cycle of suffering and create a new legacy, one of healing, love, and transformation. The misunderstanding of sensitivity in modern society. In today's fast-paced world, where efficiency and productivity reign supreme, sensitivity is often seen as a liability. People who feel deeply, who are attuned to the emotional currents that run through the world, are frequently misunderstood. Society has been conditioned to value strength over vulnerability, action over reflection, and independence over connection. For those who experience life through a heightened sensitivity, the world can feel like a constant barrage of stimuli, emotions, and energies that are difficult to filter and manage. These individuals, often referred to as empaths or sensitive souls, are constantly absorbing the emotional frequencies of those around them. They feel the pain of others, sometimes more acutely than their own, and they are often seen as fragile or weak because of it. But this is a grave misunderstanding, one that diminishes the extraordinary power of sensitivity. In truth, sensitivity is not a weakness. It is a profound gift, one that allows you to access the depths of human experience and to heal the emotional and spiritual wounds of the world. One of the key reasons why sensitivity is misunderstood is because society has not been taught to value emotional depth. We live in a world that prioritizes the logical, the rational, and the measurable. Emotions, feelings, and intuition are often seen as unpredictable, unquantifiable, and even unnecessary. For those who are highly sensitive, this creates a dissonance between their internal world and the external expectations placed on them. They are often told that their emotional reactions are too much, too intense, or overwhelming, when in fact, their emotional responses are simply the result of a deeper connection to the world around them. These individuals do not merely observe life from a distance. They feel it, live it, and internalize it in a way that others cannot understand. This can be incredibly isolating, especially when the world around them insists on hiding or denying the very emotions they experience so deeply. The societal reluctance to embrace sensitivity also manifests in the way mental health is approached. Mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, and even bipolar disorder are often diagnosed in those who experience heightened emotional states. While mental health challenges are real and valid, it is essential to distinguish between someone who is struggling with a diagnosable condition and someone whose emotional sensitivity is being pathologized as an illness. When individuals who are naturally attuned to the emotional landscape of others are labeled as mentally ill, society misses the opportunity to honor their capacity for empathy, intuition, and deep connection. These sensitive souls are often not sick. They are simply tuned in to the frequencies of life in a way that most people are not. They are called to feel deeply because their path in this life is to use their sensitivity as a tool for healing, not just for themselves, but for those around them. To change this narrative, we must shift the way we view sensitivity. Instead of dismissing it as a flaw or something to be fixed, we must begin to honor it as a sacred gift. Sensitivity is the ability to connect with the raw, unspoken truths of the world. It allows individuals to see the pain that others hide, to sense the energy that is not visible to the eye, and to feel the unexpressed emotions that linger in the spaces between words. Sensitivity is the gateway to deep healing, both for oneself and for others. When nurtured and protected, it becomes a source of power, one that enables individuals to guide others through their pain and help them uncover the hidden sources of their suffering. The first step in embracing sensitivity is to recognize that it is not something to be ashamed of, but something to be celebrated. It is the wellspring of compassion, the foundation of empathy, and the source of profound spiritual insight. Rituals and spiritual practices for healing. Healing is not simply a physical or psychological process. It is a deeply spiritual one. True healing involves the integration of body, mind, and spirit, and this integration can only be achieved through conscious and intentional practices that honor the sacredness of the healing journey. Across cultures and traditions, rituals and spiritual practices have long been used to facilitate healing, to cleanse the soul, and to bring individuals back into harmony with themselves and the world. These practices are not mere habits or traditions. They are sacred tools that help to channel healing energy, connect with higher realms of consciousness, and facilitate profound transformations. For the modern-day healer, these rituals are essential not only for personal healing, but also for the healing of others. One of the most powerful aspects of ritual is its ability to create a sacred space. When you perform a ritual, whether it is through prayer, meditation, or other spiritual practices, you are essentially creating a container for healing. This container is a space where the ordinary world falls away and the sacred can enter. It is a space where you can connect with your higher self, with the divine, and with the energies of the universe. In this sacred space, the healing process becomes more than just a therapeutic intervention. It becomes a spiritual journey, a path that leads to wholeness and integration. Whether it is through lighting a candle, burning sage, or performing a specific prayer, the act of creating a ritual helps to focus the mind, open the heart, and align the spirit with the healing energies of the universe. Another essential aspect of spiritual practices for healing is the cultivation of mindfulness and presence. In order to heal, one must be fully present in the moment, attuned to the subtle energies that are always present but often unnoticed. Mindfulness practices such as meditation, breathwork, and body awareness help to center the mind and clear the energy field, allowing the healer to be fully present with their own emotions as well as those of others. These practices help the healer to maintain clarity and focus, preventing them from becoming overwhelmed by the intensity of the emotions they may encounter during the healing process. In this state of mindfulness, the healer can access deeper layers of intuition and wisdom, which guide them in their work. The role of energy work in healing cannot be overstated. Healing is fundamentally about energy, the energy of the body, the energy of emotions, and the energy of the spirit. Spiritual practices such as Reiki, chakra balancing, or guided visualizations help to clear blockages, restore balance, and open the energy channels so that healing can flow freely. These practices allow the healer to tap into universal energy, directing it toward the areas in need of healing. Energy work is an essential tool for those who feel deeply, as it helps to ground the healer and protect their energy from becoming depleted. Through these practices, healers can restore equilibrium to the body and mind, facilitating the process of transformation. Rituals and spiritual practices for healing are not just for the healer, however, they are also for the people they serve. When a healer creates a sacred space for someone else, they are not only helping to facilitate their healing, but are also holding space for them to do the necessary emotional and spiritual work. The rituals that a healer performs, whether it is through prayer, energy work, or ritual cleansing, act as a conduit for the client's healing. These rituals help to create a shift in consciousness, allowing the client to let go of old wounds and limiting beliefs and step into a new way of being. In this way, rituals become a collaborative process, a dance between the healer and the client, where both are participants in the sacred act of transformation. Empathy, the heart of the healer. At the core of every healer's work is empathy, the ability to feel and understand the emotions of others. Empathy is not just about sympathy or feeling sorry for someone. It is about truly connecting with another's experience, walking alongside them in their pain, and offering them the space and support they need to heal. For the chosen ones, empathy is not a learned skill, but an inherent part of their being. It is the gift that allows them to connect with others on a deep, soul level, offering comfort and healing simply through their presence. Empathy is the bridge that connects the healer to the one in need, allowing them to understand not only the pain, but also the potential for transformation that exists within it. One of the most important aspects of empathy is the ability to hold space for others. Holding space means being fully present with someone without judgment, without trying to fix them, and without offering solutions. It means creating a safe container where the other person can express their emotions, share their story, and experience their pain without fear of rejection or dismissal. This is the essence of healing, not in trying to remove the pain, but in allowing the individual to fully experience it, process it, and ultimately transform it. The healer's role is not to take away the pain, but to be a guide, helping the individual navigate through it and discover the wisdom that lies hidden within it. Empathy is also about deep listening. It is not enough to simply hear the words that someone says. A healer must listen with their whole being, with their heart, and with their spirit. This means being attuned to the unspoken emotions and energy that lie beneath the surface. Often, the most profound healing occurs not in the words that are spoken, but in the silences, the pauses, and the subtle energy shifts that take place during the healing process. Healers must be able to read these unspoken cues, to feel the emotions that are not being expressed verbally, and to respond with compassion and understanding. At the heart of empathy is the ability to recognize the shared humanity between the healer and the one being healed. Every healer has their own wounds, their own struggles, and their own journey. It is through these shared experiences that the healer is able to connect with others on a deep, authentic level. The healer is not someone who is above or outside of the experience of pain. They are someone who has been through it, who understands it, and who can offer the wisdom and guidance that comes from having walked that path themselves. The courage to stand in the face of pain. The healer's journey is not for the faint of heart. It requires immense courage to face one's own pain, to sit with the pain of others, and to continue moving forward even when the path seems overwhelming. The courage to stand in the face of pain is what separates the healer from the bystander. It is the willingness to confront suffering, not as something to be avoided, but as something to be embraced and transformed. Pain is inevitable. It is a part of the human experience. And yet, so many people live their lives trying to avoid it, fearing it, and pushing it away. The healer, on the other hand, is called to step into the very heart of pain, to confront it with compassion, courage, and strength. Standing in the face of pain requires vulnerability. It means opening yourself up to the raw, unfiltered emotions of the world, allowing yourself to feel deeply and not turning away when it becomes difficult. This vulnerability is not weakness, it is strength. It is the willingness to face the darkness without fear, to be a light in the midst of it. The healer is not someone who is immune to pain. They are someone who has chosen to walk through it with grace and courage, knowing that on the other side lies transformation. To stand in the face of pain also requires resilience. There will be times when the weight of suffering becomes too much to bear, when the healer feels overwhelmed, exhausted, or lost. But it is in these moments that the healer's true strength is revealed. Resilience is the ability to keep moving forward, to keep showing up, even when the path is difficult. It is the courage to continue the journey, to face the pain head-on, and to trust that healing is always possible. The healer's role is to hold space for others to confront their pain, to guide them through it, and to show them that pain is not the end, but the beginning of transformation. But in order to do this, the healer must first have the courage to confront their own pain. It is only by standing in the face of their own suffering that they can truly help others navigate through theirs. The courage to stand in the face of pain is the foundation of healing. It is the strength to endure, the compassion to understand, and the faith to believe in the possibility of transformation. The healer's mission, a collective awakening. As we journey through life, we often find ourselves searching for meaning, purpose, and connection. For many of us, this search is not a singular journey, but one deeply interwoven with the collective human experience. The healer, in their most profound sense, is not simply on a mission of personal transformation, but is part of a much larger, interconnected web of healing. In fact, the very essence of being a healer is rooted in the understanding that true healing transcends the individual. It is a collective awakening that reverberates through every life you touch. This is not a solitary journey, but a shared mission that spans across generations, cultures, and even lifetimes. It is a path that brings together the personal and the universal, the individual and the collective, creating a powerful force for transformation that moves through the world, like a river of healing. The healer's mission is, at its core, a mission of love and service. The healing work that you do, whether in the form of energy work, counseling, or simply offering a compassionate presence to someone in pain, is not just about alleviating individual suffering. It is about awakening the collective consciousness to the interconnectedness of all things. As a healer, you are called to serve not only as a guide to those who are suffering, but also as a beacon of light for a world in desperate need of healing. The process of healing is, in fact, a sacred art that has the power to elevate the human spirit and awaken the dormant wisdom within us all. This collective awakening is about more than just addressing physical ailments or emotional wounds. It is about the awakening of consciousness itself. In a world that often feels fragmented and disconnected, the healer's role is to bridge the gaps between individuals, communities, and even nations. Healers are the ones who remind us that we are all connected, that our suffering is shared, and that our healing is also shared. This awareness creates a ripple effect, where the healing of one individual becomes a part of the healing of the larger community. Through your own journey of healing, you inspire others to embark on their own journeys, creating a collective wave of transformation that can reach far beyond what any one person could achieve alone. It is essential to understand that the healer's mission is not a form of self-aggrandizement. The work that you do is not about ego or recognition. It is about stepping into a role that requires humility, grace, and deep understanding. As a healer, you are not here to impose your will upon others or to claim authority over their journeys. Rather, you are a guide, a fellow traveler who walks alongside others in their healing process, offering support, wisdom, and insight as needed. Your mission is to empower others, to help them reconnect with their own inner wisdom and strength, and to guide them toward their own healing. This collective awakening is not limited to individual healing. It extends to the larger collective consciousness, where each individual's healing contributes to the healing of humanity as a whole. In this way, the healer becomes a conduit for the collective transformation of society. Healing is not just about fixing problems or alleviating pain. It is about shifting consciousness, expanding awareness, and creating a new paradigm where compassion, love, and understanding are at the forefront. By embracing your role as a healer, you are helping to usher in this new world, one person at a time, one healing at a time. As you move forward in your journey, remember that your mission is not just to heal those who come to you for help, but to contribute to the larger, global awakening that is happening all around us. You are a part of something much greater than yourself, a movement of healing that is transforming the world. By embracing this mission, you become a catalyst for change, a force for good in a world that desperately needs it. The healer's mission is ultimately the mission of the heart, a mission to awaken the collective consciousness to the truth that we are all one, that healing is possible, and that love is the most powerful force in the universe. Embracing your role, the path of the healer. To embrace the path of the healer is to acknowledge that you have been called to something sacred, something greater than yourself. This path is not one of fame, fortune, or recognition, but of deep service to humanity and to the spiritual realms. The healer's journey requires a profound commitment, not just to the healing of others, but to the ongoing healing of oneself. It is a path of growth, discovery, and self-awareness, where each step forward is also a step inward. To be a healer is to be in constant contact with your own wounds, your own darkness, and your own light, as you learn to navigate and integrate all of these aspects of your being. The path of the healer is not linear. It is a winding, often unpredictable journey. It is a journey that requires both humility and courage, as you face not only the pain of others, but also the pain within yourself. The healer's role is not one of perfection, but of authenticity. You do not need to be flawless in your own life to help others heal. In fact, it is often through your own struggles and imperfections that you are able to connect with others on a deeper level. Your willingness to face your own pain, to embrace it and learn from it, is what enables you to guide others through their own healing process. The role of the healer is also one of deep responsibility. When you step into this role, you are committing to something that is both deeply personal and deeply sacred. You are taking on the responsibility of holding space for others' pain, their grief, and their suffering. You are being called to offer your time, your energy, and your wisdom to help others on their journey of healing. But this responsibility is not one that should be taken lightly. It requires that you maintain strong boundaries, that you take care of your own emotional and spiritual well-being, and that you continually work on your own growth and healing. One of the most important aspects of embracing the healer's path is the understanding that healing is not about fixing or saving others. The healer's role is not to cure anyone, but to guide them in reconnecting with their own inner resources, wisdom, and strength. It is about empowering others to take responsibility for their own healing and transformation. As a healer, your work is to hold space for others to heal themselves, to offer support, guidance, and insight as needed, but ultimately to step back and allow the individual to do the work. The healer is a facilitator of healing, not the healer itself. The path of the healer also involves a commitment to continual growth and self-discovery. Healing is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong process. As you guide others on their journey, you must also commit to your own ongoing healing. This means taking time for self-care, seeking out your own support systems, and engaging in practices that nourish and sustain you. As you grow and evolve, so too does your ability to help others heal. The more you integrate your own pain and wounds, the more you become a vessel for healing energy that can flow through you and into others. To embrace your role as a healer is to embrace your purpose in this life. You are not here by accident. You are here because you have been chosen to walk this sacred path. The journey may be challenging at times, but it is also one of deep fulfillment and transformation. You are a part of a larger, divine plan, one that is designed to bring healing and light into the world. By stepping into your role as a healer, you are answering the call to serve humanity and to contribute to the collective awakening that is taking place on this planet. Your path is one of service, of love, and of transformation. It is a path that will challenge you, stretch you, and transform you, but it is also a path that will bring you the deepest sense of fulfillment and purpose. Conclusion: the sacred art of healing. Healing is not just a profession or a skill, it is a sacred art. It is a practice that transcends time, culture, and tradition. Healing is about more than fixing what is broken or alleviating pain. It is about transformation, about turning suffering into wisdom, darkness into light, and separation into unity. The sacred art of healing is about connecting with the deepest parts of ourselves and others, and facilitating the process of reconnection and wholeness. It is about recognizing that all beings at their core are whole, and that healing is simply the process of remembering this wholeness. The sacred art of healing requires that we approach it with reverence, humility, and love. It is not something that can be approached casually or without intention. It is a practice that demands our full presence, our deepest compassion, and our most profound commitment. As healers, we are called to create a sacred space for others, a space where they can feel safe, supported, and empowered to do their own healing work. This space is not just physical, it is emotional, mental, and spiritual. It is a space where love flows freely, where pain is acknowledged, and where transformation is possible. The sacred art of healing also requires that we recognize and honor our own wounds. To be a healer is not to be perfect, but to be open and vulnerable. It is through our own struggles, our own pain, and our own healing that we are able to connect with others and guide them through their own journey. Our wounds become the very tools of our healing work, for they give us the capacity to empathize, to understand, and to connect with others on a profound level. Healing is an ongoing process, a journey that does not have a final destination, but continues to unfold as we grow, evolve, and deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. As healers, we are not just facilitating healing for others, we are participating in a collective process of awakening that is transforming the world. Each act of healing, each moment of transformation, is a part of the larger shift toward unity, peace, and love. By embracing the sacred art of healing, we contribute to this transformation, and in doing so, we fulfill our divine purpose. The sacred art of healing is not just about what we do, it is who we are. It is the essence of our being, the calling of our soul, and the fulfillment of our highest potential. As we step into this role, we become conduits for love, light, and healing in the world. We become agents of transformation, bringing peace, wholeness, and awakening to the world, one soul at a time.